What am I telling about?
Okay, now tell me
right there.
Tell me, Terry, about the first Thanksgiving where you were married.
Well, the first Thanksgiving, we celebrated our first Thanksgiving in the Bahamas. That was on our honeymoon. So it was actually our second Thanksgiving. But we went to my grandparent Parsons, who lived way out in Stone Lick, out in the country. And it was always the tradition that the women fixed the food and the men always ate first. And when we were finished, then the women ate. Well, Chris wouldn't have anything to do with that.
Well, I never heard of anything
She
like
never
that.
really even knew about it. We just assumed that she did because that's the way it always was in our family. So I can still remember there's probably 10 seats around the table there in the kitchen at Grandma's. And all the men go in to eat. And Chris marches in right beside me and sits right down there. And everybody's looking at my grandfather as to what's he going to say about this, because this was really a break in tradition. But my grandfather was infatuated with Chris. So he looked at Chris and smiled, and everybody's sort of holding their breath because he did have a temper at times. And next thing I know, he's passing food and Chris is sitting there, the first woman to eat at the Parsons Thanksgiving dinner table ever.
Wow.
And that was in 1974.
Wow, boy. So
Was it the Parsons?
No, we got married. Oh yeah, 75. Excuse me.
so would you?
But the whole thing happened, and I didn't even realize what had happened until like we got home. I didn't know. I mean, I just sat down and ate with him, and I just figured the other women. I don't know what, there weren't any seats left, so I didn't know what they were doing. So
Well,
I didn't even know what I did.
Would you consider yourself a feminist?
She's a stoner.
You're a stoner.
I'm a stoner, Lucy Stone. You know, she was a big abolitionist and feminist.
Abolitionist.
Yeah. What do you call that?
Abolitionist.
Abolitionist.
I don't think that's what you meant either.
No, I don't really think there's a combination between a feminist and an
No,
abolitionist.
but
is
she
it?
was both of those.
No,
though.
but she was the stoner, kept
She
the
wa-
name.
She was a suffragette.
When the,
Yeah, suffragette. Suffragette.
What year did she live? What was her life?
Lucy, I don't know.
Was that before the
I
Civil
don't know,
War?
but I've got some articles on her if you want copies of them.
Yeah. Now, so the first year in 1974, that's the first year when you broke tradition.
75.
75. What happened the following Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
did more women eat with you?
Did all the women sit around the same table with the men?
I don't think so.
I don't think they were brave enough.
No. I don't-
So it was basically you and all the men,
I guess.
and the women, and you sat there, and the women served
I don't
you?
know if we went there the next year.
Might not have.
don't
Might have
know.
gone to the Flemings
So,
that year.
I mean, I was oblivious to the whole thing. Everybody else knew what was going on, but I didn't. I just, I'm with my husband. I'm sitting next to him to eat. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, you could have heard it. You could hear a pin drop. It got so quiet in the kitchen. Everybody's just looking at Chris, and I couldn't say anything in front of him because I didn't want to make myself look bad. So, but we made it through.
I wonder if you would have stood up for me.
I probably not. I probably would have said, "Chris, you have to eat with the other guys, other women."
Made those.
That's the end of the story.
Okay, good story.
Well,